Hi, hello, welcome back. Today's topic is transfer of heat. So let us get started. Whenever two bodies with different temperatures come in contact with each other, the heat energy flows from the body at higher temperature to the body at lower temperature. And the heat flow continues till the temperature of the two different bodies becomes equal. And there are three distinct ways of the transfer of heat, which are conduction, convection, and radiation. So, children, we all know that whenever two bodies of different temperatures are coming in contact with each other, what happens? Obviously, the heat energy will flow from the body at higher temperature to the body at lower temperature. So, how far or it will continues, the heat flow will continues till the temperature of the two bodies become equal. Okay, so the transfer of heat is taking place in three different ways. They are conduction, convection, and radiation. So let us study all these three methods and their characteristics and their applications. So first one is the conduction. Conduction is the process of transfer of heat from the hotter end to the colder end of a solid without any actual visible movement of material particles of the solid substance. That is, it is taking place in the solid substances. That is the first point that you have to study about conduction. Okay, conduction takes place in the solid substances. Okay, it is a process of transfer of heat from the hotter end of the object to the colder end of the solid. Okay, and next point is that without any actual movement of the particles. Why it is saying like that? It is because we all know that in the solids the molecules are very closely packed. There is no space or gap in between the molecules. So the molecules cannot move. Okay, so in the conduction process, the transfer of heat is taking place from the hotter end to the colder end of the solid without any actual movement of the particles or the molecules of the solid substance. Okay, so let us see what happened during conduction or how conduction is possible in the solids. Okay, first point is that the molecule of a substance which come in contact with heat possess more energy. They collide with their neighboring molecules and transfer some energy to them. And these neighboring molecules then collide with their surrounding molecules and so on. So what happened? As a result, the heat flows from the hotter part to the colder part of the substance. When we are taking the example of a spoon, that is when we are taking a spoon and heating it using a candle flame. Okay, in the initial state we cannot feel or we don't feel any heat in the handle of the spoon, isn't it? When we are continue heating the spoon for some times, what happen? After some time we will get heat, isn't it? It is because there is we cannot see the molecules are moving from one point to another point, we cannot see, isn't it? It is because there is a transfer of heat taking place by the collision of the molecules. Okay, so here the heat energy, that is the molecules which is getting up with the heat energy gets more energy. Okay, and they collide with the neighboring molecules. And what happened? They are transferring some sort of energy to the neighboring molecules. And the neighboring molecules, what they are doing? They are doing the same. That is, they are colliding with the other molecules and transferring some energy. So this is how the transfer of heat energy is taking place in the conduction process in the solid substances. Okay, so this is the method of conduction, or this is what is actually happening during conduction. Okay, so conduction is the process of transfer of heat from the hotter end to the colder end of the solid without any actual visible movement of the molecules or the material particles of the solids. Okay, next one is about conductors and insulators. The materials which allow the heat energy to pass easily through them are called the conductors or good conductors of heat. Most metals like copper, steel, nickel, silver, aluminum, etc. are good conductors of heat. Okay, and different metals conduct heat differently. And next one is materials which do not allow the heat energy to easily pass through them are called insulators or bad conductors of heat. There is glass, wood, plastic, stone, paper, liquids, and various gases are insulators. Okay. Let us take a look at the applications of good and bad conductors of heat. First one is that cooking utensils are made of metals like copper, aluminum, and stainless steel because these are good conductors of heat and they easily transfer heat from the heat source to the food being cooked. But their handles are made of wood or plastic materials because being insulators, wood or plastic does not draw heat and we can easily hold the utensils with our hand. We all know that the cooking vessels or the cooking utensils are made of metals. Okay, why? Because metals are good conductors of heat, but their handles are made of wood or the plastic materials. Why? Because they are insulators or the conduction will not take place in insulators and so they prevent the heat energy getting into our hand. Okay, and next one is good conductors like copper are used to make cooling coils of air conditioners and refrigerators and tubings of automobile radiators. Good conductors are used in all these things. And next one, good conductors are used to make the base of the electric iron, solar heating pipes and boilers used in the powerhouses and factories. Not only this, there are so many applications are given in your textbook. I'll read just one or two points. Two thin woolen blankets taken together are warmer than a single thick woolen blanket. This is because the air is trapped between the thin blanket. And next one is about the use of hand gloves makes it easier to take a hot dish out of an oven. These gloves act as insulators. Okay, and roofs of some houses are made up of asbestos sheets or clay tiles as they are bad conductors of heat and they protect the houses from being hot in summer and cold in winter. So these are the applications of the good and bad conductors of heat. Okay, you can go through the textbook and study all the points. Okay.